All right, welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. We turn our focus to cricket. Sri Lanka have levelled their three-match T20 series against West Indies at 1-1 after registering a 73-run victory in the second match in Dambulla earlier on Tuesday. After winning the toss and electing to bat, Sri Lanka, on the back of a 77-run opening partnership, posted 162 for 5 from their 20 overs, with Patam Nissanka top scoring with 54 against Romario Shepherd 2 for 23. West Indies, in reply, never got going against Sri Lanka's spin attack as they were bundled out for 89 in 16.1 overs, with debutant Dunith Wellalega getting 3 for 9. Well, scores in the match: Sri Lanka 162 for 5, West Indies 89. Speaking after the match, Sri Lanka's captain, Charit Asalanka, said winning the toss and batting first was instrumental in them levelling the series. It's an important win for us. The toss was very important. Luckily, I won it. Even at the toss, we thought 160 or 170 was a pass score. The opener set the foundation for us. Wellalega he has experience in ODI cricket. He didn't look like a debutant to me. Meanwhile, West Indies captain Ravman Powell was critical of the pitch. At the halfway stage, we were confident we could get 160, but it wasn't really a great cricket wicket. It wasn't a T20 wicket, but they used their conditions well. T20 cricket is about matchups now, and I tried to bowl my left-arm spinners to their right-handers. If we think about the third match as a final, we always back West Indies to win finals. Well, joining us now on Zoom to recap the match is veteran cricket commentator Joseph Reds Pereira. Good afternoon, Reds. A disappointing day for the Windies men in the field?
Well, it was a difficult day to follow West Indies cricket because you had the London Bridge breaking down in the World Cup as the West Indies women won a magnificent game. And you had the West Indies coach running into a roadblock to the spin of the Sri Lanka. But back to the game in question you asked me about, it reminded me of a test match in India, where Hawani, the leg spinner, virtually bowled the West Indies out single-handedly. Now, there was no Sri Lanka spinner who did that, but 9 wickets fell to spin, and Kelly, Lance, not 1 wicket was taken by one of our spinners. Yet there was early indication that there was going to be turn, and one must ask the question: did the pitch deteriorate all that much after the Lankans got what looked like a score that was in fact competitive but not frightening? Were you of the opinion, Lance, Kelly, that the pitch all of a sudden turned?
No, I was not, Reds, actually. I concur with the point that you made that it was a bit of a struggle juggling between the two matches, the women's match and the men's match. And because the men were doing so poorly, I must admit that I paid a lot more attention to the women. But you are right, a pretty disappointing effort there from the West Indies team. And as you just pointed out, the Sri Lankan spinners looking almost unplayable, and not the reciprocal threat from the West Indies spinners, although they didn't go in with the sort of spin contingent that the Sri Lankans did.
Yes, I think the Sri Lankans indicated maybe in match 1 that they were going to be heavy in the spin. I mean, we had Moti, we had Chase. They didn't go for a lot of runs. I mean, they weren't expensive, but they didn't take any wickets at all. And I felt that we batted badly. I felt that we just didn't have the patience. We just didn't have the footwork. We just didn't seem to be in the right position, to play the right shots. And there were some very soft dismissals. One that sticks in my mind is Rutherford. Very soft dismissals. And there were about another half dozen soft dismissals. And the left arm spinner, when he finished his 4 overs, Lance, he looked almost unplayable.
That was Camindo Mendez. Well, this is a unique performer because he bowls left arm spin and off spin right arm, so he has an option. He's ambidextrous, and I don't know if I've ever seen this in international cricket. So he's a very, very unique talent that I just think it is amazing that he has these skills to bowl equally effectively with right arm or left arm.
Genius. That's got to be very, very special. I know young Shiv Chandrapal bowls with both hands, but I don't believe that he's really worked at it in the nets and hasn't been encouraged.
You mean Tejnarayan Chandrapal?
Yeah, young Chandrapal bowls with both.
Yes.
But I don't believe he's really been encouraged. The spin just seemed to be just unplayable. And I don't believe that we really did try to be patient enough, be selective enough. Our fast bowlers, I think on the average, went for too much. Joseph in particular, again, going for too many runs. And I think he's got to get that right. And it puts Darren Sammy in a bit of I would say a bit of a bind, but had they in fact taken a 2-0 lead, he could have done a lot of experimenting. He could have given a number of young players an opportunity. Now it's about winning the series.
Yeah, and Reds, the third match is on Thursday. Do you expect West Indies to have an additional spinner?
Well, I think they'll have to read the conditions when they get there. What they will have, hopefully, is Hope back. Hopefully he will come back because certainly he plays spin. And, a great deal of these players just came out of the CPL where they played a lot of spin, and they played 2 of the 3 players who gave them a lot of trouble today, lads.
Yeah, Tikshana, one of them, yeah. So disappointing. So let's see what happens on Thursday with the series decider, because it will be very important that the West Indies rebound from this shockingly poor effort today.
Yeah, very embarrassing. I mean, 89 is nothing to smile about. There'll be a lot of talking at the team level. They'll be looking at the tape, which, of course, the players of the 70s and 80s just didn't have. Are we going to have a few changes? If Pope is back, he's going to strengthen the batting. I don't know what other changes we may have.
All right, Wes, we're gonna leave it there, and we're gonna talk some more cricket after the break. But thanks, Reds, for talking to us about this West Indies loss today in the second T20 in Dambulla. Let's hope they'll do better on Thursday. Thanks, Reds.
Okay, and 2 matches today is hard for a West Indies supporter.
Yeah, and we'll be back with more on the SportsMax Zone and talk about the women and their success today. Back in a moment.